Hey, what up gamers? Linklight here. Today, we're going to be doing a CSGO Scout tier list. It's not the most exciting weapon in the game, but I feel like there are a lot of pretty cool skins that not many of you have seen, or even I have seen, so we're going to rank them all from ugliest all the way to most beautiful. The criteria we'll be ranking them on will just be purely cosmetic, how they look. Obviously, my opinion will play a big role on it, so if it looks ugly to me, it's just not going to get ranked very highly. You guys really liked the Glock tier list, and I had a ton of fun making it, so this is the sequel, baby. Let's do it. Alright, I got myself a wonderful tier list right here, and we'll be using CSGO Stash, which is one of my favorite websites here, to kind of organize everything and go from the least rare to the most rare in terms of rarity in-game. So the first scout we're going to be looking at is the Lycan Dashed, or is it Lycan? I think it's Lycan. Picture is not too promising, and the fact that this thing costs 22 bucks is kind of insane, but let's check it out in game. Well, I have to say that this certainly is not very pretty. Not at all. And one thing that you can tell that it's an old skin is that it's factory new and it's like super battle scarred looking. It's just kind of the aesthetic they were going for way back in the day. Lycan Dashed, you are going in F tier. It's an F tier. I don't know what else to say. I would not use it, and I would hope you would not use it. Otherwise, I'm roasting you, bro. Otherwise, your whole team is going to be laughing at you, let's be honest. Next up, we got the blue Spruce. This one looks slightly more exciting than the last one, but I mean, the bar is pretty low right now, I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean, I can see the appeal of it. I am a big fan of pastel colors, and the fact that the handle and the scope are like slightly different colored from the body. It is kind of a cool look, but personally, I wouldn't use this unless you could get like a flawless condition one, which I don't think is possible, but I wouldn't put this in F tier. In fact, because of the simplicity and clean design, I would go ahead and put this in D tier because it's definitely a lot better than F, and I also don't think it deserves an E. That'd be a bit harsh. We might adjust as things go on, but D is my initial first reaction. Next up, we got the Sand Dune. Absolute classic. It's worth $44, factory new. Oh, this one has a cute sticker on it as well. Same feeling that I have about the Sand Dune. It's clean, which makes it, you know, not super ugly. You can't tell that it's a low resolution texture like you can on the Lycan. So I'm gonna go ahead and also not give this one an F. Personally, I hate the color of the Sand Dune, but I do think it still carries a clean aesthetic to it. So I'm gonna put it in E because it doesn't deserve an F. But the blue Spruce is just way better in my opinion. All right, the Redstone. All right, I kind of like where this is going. Personally, if I made this skin, I would have put a nice clean black scope on it and called it a day. I think that really would have sealed the deal on this being a pretty decent skin. But, you know, it's held back by some of these brown pieces here. So I think it belongs in the same tier as the Sand Dune. Redstone, you're better than Sand Dune, but not by much. All right, it's time for Jungle Dashed. Jungle Dashed looks just like Lycan Dashed, which is not a good thing at all, which is reflective also in its price, $1.05 for a maxed out souvenir, which I wouldn't even pay 3 cents for. I'm just saying. In game, wait, I kind of think it looks a little nicer than the Lycan, but that's pretty much where my review ends. All right. It can go in F tier, but above the Lycan, which means it's not the worst skin on the list, so good job. Congratulations. Okay, it's time for the Prey. This one looks also not very appealing, but keep your hope up, soldiers. Eventually we'll get something that looks nice, I think. In-game, it's like a tiger camo, and tiger camos can look good. I mean, I played Modern Warfare 2 on the Xbox 360, the blue tiger camo in that game. It's good. This, not so much. I will say, it's not hideous. You know, if someone was using this, I wouldn't roast. I really wouldn't. So, where does that leave it? Honestly, I think this one could be a high D tier. Personally, I do like the blue Spruce more, but I could see why people might like this more than the blue Spruce. I'm gonna go ahead and put it above the blue Spruce, which is taking my own pride in my personal opinion and trying to be a little more neutral on this, but it's still D tier. It's not like it's winning any awards. All right, we are now officially in our industrial grade sniper rifles, which is like light blue, and this is the Mayan Dreams. Expectations are still a little low, $51. All right, here it is in game. Yeah, it's really bad. I don't like it. It's low resolution texture is just not really doing it for me. I think this is probably one of the worst ones I've seen so far. Mayan Dreams, personally, I think I'd rather rock a sand dune over this thing. Honestly, I'm putting it in F tier. Like, it's that bad. I'm sorry. If you like this skin, it is what it is, man. You gotta just accept you got bad taste. Alright, Tropical Storm. Now this looks a little more exciting. $118 also speaks volumes. You know, maybe people actually like the skin, so let's check it out. Ooh, okay. I will say it's still kind of ugly. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chief. But I think the colors do make it, you know, slightly exciting. Personally, I don't think I'd use this. I'd still rather use the blue spruce, which has become our golden standard, which is kind of sad actually. Tropical Storm, where would I put you? Personally, I think I'm gonna put you above Sand Dune, but still not at the top of E tier. I just wouldn't. I gotta keep it real. Carbon Fiber. Now, you guys know my opinion on carbon fiber if you've been on the channel before. I like carbon fiber in concept, but when it's in-game, it leaves a lot to be desired. And I really hope that Counter-Strike 2 brings carbon fiber to a whole new level. That's what I'm really dreaming of here. Either way, I like dark, black, clean-looking weapons, and this kind of checks some of those boxes. It really does. It kind of makes these scratches that are on the back of every scout skin less noticeable, which I'm a big fan of. I think everyone can appreciate a nice big black scope, so I'm gonna go ahead and rank this one quite generously. Where is the carbon fiber? I literally don't see it. Is it not on this list? Did bro forget to add some? All right, for whatever reason, they don't have the carbon fiber on this tier list, so the IKEA meatball, you messed up, sir. You might wanna, you know, give a little tweak, but don't worry. I know how to use GIMP because I'm a gamer, and we're going to go ahead and slide that in on C tier. That's a C tier skin right there. If they make the skin look better in Counter-Strike 2, you best believe it might be a B or an A. You never know. But yeah, for now, that's a C tier. All right, next up, we got the Azure Glyph. This was one of the newest ones added in the Anubis collection. Personally, I kind of like this one. Now, would I ever use it? No, it's not really my style, but I respect the vision. Also, it's you can tell it's a newer skin because there's just not that many scratches, kind of making the whole thing look ugly as heck. It looks good. So, personally, it would go in C tier for me. I know I just said a lot of nice things about it, but I think I'd rather rock a carbon fiber, to be honest with you, so yeah, that's a C tier on my list. All right, now it's time for the Acid Fade. The Acid Fade is kind of exciting because it's a pattern-based skin. And let's take a look at it in-game just so you can kind of get an idea what we're working with here. $387 for a souvenir. Well, here it is. You might be looking at it and going, I don't really see the appeal. Now, here's the thing. You can get more or less green on it depending on the pattern, and some of these things can look pretty sweet. This is the Acid Fade pattern guide on Steam. These are very useful for figuring out how to, you know, get a nice skin. And as you can see, the full fade, damn, that's bright, vibrant, and beautiful. It turns out it has a little bit of gold on the end of it as well. I quite like this. I would actually rock one of these in game, and I'm a sucker for pattern-based skins. If you watched my inventory video, you would know that, you know, I kind of got a little thing for some rare patterns. So I think this is really cool. There's also like full black versions, which, you know, it's not full black, but, you know, minimal green patterns. Very, very cool. All right, Acid Fade, where would I put you? That's a great question. Personally, I think I would put you... I would put you in C tier, but above everything else. Like a full fade would probably be clean enough to even be in B tier, but we'll go ahead and put it in C. All right, it's time to check out the Detour. This skin actually looks quite promising based on the image, but I don't think I've seen it in game, so let's check it out in game. Ooh, I am always a fan of white and black. It's just one of the best color combos you could ask for. However, I will say the design feels a little busy. It kind of reminds me of those early 2000s like edgy t-shirts you'd find at Walmart or Hot Topic. Let me see if I can find an example for you guys. Yeah, just like, I don't know, it's like line art, but like just so over the top. I don't know why these were like super popular in the early 2000s. I think just edginess was like carrying over from the 90s and it just didn't know its identity. Yeah, just like this, bro. It's a little much, you know? Here's another example. Yeah, these are great. So yeah, it's got similar vibes to that, but I don't hate it. I really don't. All right, where would I put this bad boy? Honestly, I'm thinking it could probably reasonably fit in high C tier. Like, it's definitely better than the Anubis Collection one. Would I prefer it over an Acid Fade or a Carbon Fiber? I don't think so. So we're gonna go ahead and settle on here, somewhere in C tier. All right, it's time for the Handbrake. And this one also looks quite promising in the image. It's part of the Inferno collection, which I always roast the Inferno collection, so let's see if we find a good skin. Ooh, that's actually kind of nice. Wow. I think this is the first Inferno collection skin I have ever enjoyed looking at. This is actually quite impressive. Dang. Black scope. Nice chrome barrel. Beautiful blue highlights, but it's not overdone, and a clean back. Wow, I like this. This is nice. This looks premium. Okay, Handbrake. The Handbrake. I think it deserves to be in B tier. I'm not gonna lie. This looks really good. That's a high B for me, and I think it'll hold that position quite strong. All right, now we're moving on to the orange Filigree. Probably mispronounced that, I apologize. But the image does not give me much hope, I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's check it out in game. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. Now, I will say, something that's interesting about this skin, it doesn't mean it's good, it's just interesting, is that the design looks like an old carpet from Europe, or I don't know, just like carpet that your grandma has or something. But the interesting part is the like brown curvy lines, the flower themed like lines, they overlap into parts where the texture is not present anymore and you just see the metal, like right here. And I don't know how I feel about that. Like, part of me thinks it looks really cool, and then part of me thinks it looks really ugly. Like, I'm kind of mixed on it. I will say the scope is nice, they did a good job on that. But I don't know, I just wouldn't use this. Like, do you really want to be carrying a gun that looks like your grandma's carpet? And it's just not really the vibe I'm going for, you know? I respect the artistic direction, okay? I'm not a hater, I'm just not a lover. So, where would I put this bad boy? Personally, I think I'd put it, like, in D tier. I think I'd rather use the blue Spruce, but I think it has more charm and character than, you know, a lot of these E and F tier skins. But I don't know. I think it'll continuously move lower down D tier as we find other ones. All right, threat detected. Sounds exciting. The skin, the thumbnail doesn't look too great, but, you know, let's check it out. Okay. Well, let's start with the positives. The white scope, it looks good. I like a nice white scope. I'm not hating on that. Orange is probably my least favorite color. You might even be able to call me an orange hater, which I apologize to all the orange fans out there. But I don't know, orange plus neon blue, it's like mixing orange juice and toothpaste. It's like you just don't do that, you know? So I'm gonna have to go ahead and say the skin just really isn't cutting it. It definitely pops out a lot more than the other skins on this tier list, as you can see just from like looking at it compared to the other ones. It has a little bit of pop to it. It definitely stands out, but it's just not something you catch me using. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in D tier as well, and above the grandma's carpet we just witnessed, because I'd rather use that than my grandma's carpet. All right, the Spring Twilly. It's an exciting name, and it's green. I do like the color green, so let's check it out in game. Well, we got another nice white scope, which we are fans of. It kind of is a little busy, and not in a good way. Do I like it? I don't think I like this skin, but it's definitely better than the threat detected, that's for sure. Like, if I had to pick one with the white scope on it, I'm picking this one. So let's go ahead and see what it would look like on the tier list. All right, I gave it a fair try. You know, I'm a man of you know, multiple chances. I believe everyone should get many chances to redeem themselves, and I definitely gave the Twilly that chance. So where does it go? Honestly, probably in D tier. I feel like D tier is getting real populated, and you know, it is what it is. It do have to be like that sometimes. All right, the Slashed. Cool name, kind of a cool thumbnail. My expectations are high. Let's see if we're gonna see something beautiful today. Ooh, I kind of dig it, not gonna lie. I'm an orange hater, but I do like the way this looks. It kind of gives me like Black Ops 2 vibes. It's simple, but it's kind of clean. It also looks pattern-based. I wonder if the scope always looks like that. Ooh, maybe a Battle Scarred with the black scope might look pretty nice. So let's check that out. So this skin is float capped at field tested. You can only get it up to field tested. So maybe black scope is a vibe on this skin. All right, I found a 0.74. That seems pretty promising. Let's check this one out in game. Ooh. Okay. Well, it doesn't look as cool as I thought it was. We do kind of get a little bit of that black scope, but the fact that now this part is no longer black, it kind of does kill the vibe. So I don't know if Battle Scarred is a move on this one, but, you know, interesting to know. I also want to know if the pattern changes. Oh, look at all these crafts. I guess people really like going for these crafts. Let's check out a craft. Let's see what it looks like with a craft on it. Okay. I'm not the biggest craft lover, but I mean, I have to admit, this does look kind of cool. Here's another craft. Looks alright. And it looks like it's actually not very pattern-based. At least maybe the body is, but the scope always seems to look the same, so that's the Slashed. Alright, where is our Slashed friend going? Personally, I did kind of like it. I thought it was pretty good looking. So, let's go ahead and place it in high C tier. I'm thinking, do I like it more than Carbon Fiber and Acid Fade? I don't think I do. I think I would prefer the Acid Fade and the Carbon Fiber over this thing. So I think this is a nice little snug spot for it in the C tier. Not a bad ranking overall. It really isn't. Next up, we have the Abyss, and this one I've seen before, and I love the color blue and black, so I already got some good expectations here. Let's check it out in game, get a little refresher. Yes, this is a pattern-based skin, and I believe people value really nice vibrant blue in the middle of the skin. This one has blue on the scope, like a really vibrant blue, and personally, oh yeah, so this back here, this backside would probably be very valuable to a collector. I'm pretty sure. We can look at a guide in a second, but I think this is a fantastic looking texture. Looks really good. Okay, I pulled up a pattern guide here. I guess this is what the texture looks like in full resolution, which that's actually a really cool looking texture, I'm not gonna lie. So the number one pattern is a 768, and I can see why they like it. That's maximum blue in almost every portion possible. The scope here looks beautiful, being blue on the edge. Wow, I'm a fan. I like it. Personally, I think maybe one day I wouldn't mind collecting one of these bad boys, because this one looks nice too. Interesting. No way, it turns green when it battle scars, or rather like more neutral. Wow, that is cool. I like this skin. This skin is so cool that I would actually, buy one day. So I'm gonna go ahead and place this. Does it deserve A tier though? I don't know. It's kind of hard to determine because I don't think we've seen anything super spectacular yet. But I'm gonna go ahead and put it in A tier because I actually would buy one of these personally, and like that max pattern looks awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna put it in A tier. I think it looks really good. All right, it's time for the Dark Water, and I think I've seen this skin before. It only costs $380, Stat Track Factory New, or rather minimal wear. I guess it's float capped. And oh yeah, that's ugly. I don't like that. Kind of looks like Slaughter, but like worse. And yeah, just look at the way like the texture, like this part right here, when you move it, yeah, it's just not cutting it. Maybe CS2 will do this skin some justice, but for now, it ain't doing it for me. Dark Water, where would I put you? Personally, I think you deserve to be in E tier. I would rather use it than all these F tier skins, but it's still pretty bad, like I'm not gonna lie. Alright, now it's time for the Necro Pulse. Probably pronouncing that incorrectly, but you know, skin looks kind of promising. Let's give it a shot. Alright. I'm conflicted because it has character, but I'm not the biggest fan of how this was executed. It kind of has Anubis collection vibes. You know, it's got like a mummy kind of look, some inscriptions here, some nice cloth covering the grip of the weapon. But do I like it? I don't really like it too much. Even as a green lover, the green highlights aren't enough for me. But, oh my gosh, wait, that face on the back, that is kind of cool. And that matters, because in-game when you're holding it, you know, you get a whole different vibe. So, suddenly, it did gain some bonus points for me. I don't know. I would use this, so we'll get that out of the way, which places it above a lot of skins already. I would use it, but I don't think I love it. It's certainly better than every D tier skin here. Like, let's just be honest with ourselves for a second. It's better than this Anubis collection one, so no matter what, we're moving this over just a little bit here. It's better than the edgy 2000s t-shirt. It's better than this Tiger Black Ops 2 weapon. Is it better than Carbon Fiber? I don't think so. I think Carbon Fiber is a little cleaner, but this is a very respectable rank and position to be in. Not too bad, C tier. It's time for the Mainframe 001. We actually have seen this skin occur a lot because in our budget inventory videos and budget skin videos, we have seen it quite often. And personally, it looks really good. It is much better than most of the stuff we've seen so far today, and I'll stand by that. And not that we are even factoring in price. The fact that this is super cheap is just a nice bonus. It really is. So, where would this rank? Quite high, I think. All right, Mainframe, where would I put you? Honestly, it's hard to say for sure, but I think it's gonna be in the C tier as well, but very high C tier. It is better than, like I said, most of the stuff we've seen today. I think I'd rather use this over Carbon Fiber, which is crazy to think about. And even a Max Fade. I think this takes the crown of C tiers so far. It really is a very nice looking skin. Alright, we've officially graduated from the blues and now we're in the purples. And hopefully things get a little better. Hopefully. The Sea Calico. Cool name. Pretty cool thumbnail. Let's check it out in game. $397. That has to be due to trade-ups. There's no way it looks that good. Let's check it out. It's because of trade-ups. I know this specific collection has a lot of really good skins, including that beautiful MP9 and the Lotus AK that is legendary. Both very cool skins. Honestly, though, I will say this isn't as ugly as I thought it was going to be. It looks kind of like Grandma's Carpet, but much nicer than the last one we saw. Much nicer. Also, the scope color is pretty cool. I like just the clean pastel yellow. I also am not a big fan of the color yellow, but this does look kind of nice. But I think a lot of people don't mind deleting these things for trade-ups. Let's just put it that way. I like how in the thumbnail, like before I even saw what it was, I really thought it was going to be like space themed. Like these look like little stars. Like I really thought it was going to be like a night sky themed scout, but it wasn't. All right, where would I put this bad boy? It's a good question. Personally, I think it also goes in C tier, which is a little bothersome because now C tier is getting very stacked. All right, we gave ourselves some more space on the board, and I'm thinking it probably belongs somewhere around here because it's nice, but it's not that nice. I think this is a very appropriate spot for the Scout. I've never seen anyone have one of these in game, and I think the price is very reflective of why no one would ever use this in game. All right, next purple, the Ghost Crusader. I have also seen this one before, and I believe it's made it into a couple of our budget videos. So let's get a quick refresher here on what it looks like. And it has a look, that's for sure. Personally, I think the Mainframe is a way better looking budget scout, but this one definitely has charm to it, and if you like the astronaut space station aesthetic, this would go so hard for you. Do I personally like it? It's kind of a miss for me, but I do respect the design, that is for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and slip it right in between the carbon fiber and our Necro Pulse. I think that's kind of a sweet spot for it, feels about right. It's definitely a C tier, would not deserve to be in D tier whatsoever. All right, Death's Head. Very cool name. Thumbnail looks all right. Let's check it out in game. This is probably the highest resolution texture we've seen on the Scout so far. Like, this looks insanely modern. And the colors really aren't doing it for me, but I do think the look is unique. Other than that, though, I don't really have any strong opinions about it. If I saw someone rocking this in game, I'd just be like, looks all right. You know, it is what it is. I didn't even look at the price. $23 for Stat Track Factory New and $12 for just Factory New. Yeah, it feels appropriate to me. All right, I think I know where I want to put this thing. So the Death's Head, after making some adjustments to the tier list, honestly, I think it belongs at the very bottom of C tier. We got a nice new convenient space for it. Personally, I'd rather use most of these other skins in the C tier, actually all of them, but definitely more than the D tier ones, so it's like the perfect spot. All right, the Fever Dream. I actually used to own one of these. One of my Twitch viewers just gifted me one, which was very nice of them. And it's quite affordable. Stat Track Factory New, $7, pretty good. Let's check it out in game. Honestly, pretty clean. I am not the biggest fan of this skin. I would much rather use it over most of the stuff we've seen today. But I've had a few people tell me that this is one of their favorite Scout skins in the game, so I see the appeal. I love the colors. I'm a big fan of the neon blue and the neon pink look. Kind of gives it like a glitchy, graffiti kind of style. Overall, this skin is a thumbs up from me. I think it's pretty good. I can absolutely confidently place this one in B tier, right after our beautiful Inferno Collection friend. Fever Dream, very solid B tier for sure. All right, time for the Parallax. This one's pretty cool. I already know I like this one, but let's check it out in game just so we can get a nice close-up. And it reminds me of the Chromatic Aberration. It has that cool glitchy look to it, kind of trippy on the eyes. And my favorite part about this skin is it has a little bit of a sense of humor. Instead of one shot, one kill like an op, it says two shot, one kill, because that's what the Scout does. It kills in two shots if you don't get a headshot. So very funny. I think this is absolutely fantastic. Is it as cool as the Chromatic Aberration? No, but it definitely is very cool. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind I would use this skin. In fact, I think it deserves an A tier because it's just that good looking. Very deserved. All right, we finally graduated from purples and now we're in the pinks. Hopefully things get a lot better from here. First up, we have the Deathstrike. And from the thumbnail, it looks pretty promising. It's also extremely expensive, so hopefully the price tag matches, you know, how cool it looks. In game, it's a very good looking skin. 100%. So clean. The art is beautiful. I hate this color scheme, but I love this skin. I would use this any day of the week. One of the best looking ones we've seen so far. In fact, it might be the best one we've seen so far. This thing is really cool. That's how you know a skin is good. If it goes against all your fundamentals of like the colors you like and the aesthetic you like, but even when it's against all odds, it still looks really good. It's a banger. It really is. All right, Deathstrike, you have impressed me in every way, shape, and form. Absolutely beautiful skin. I'm gonna go as far to say that it takes over the Abyss and is now the king of the A tiers. Such a strong looking Scout. It's the best one we've seen so far. It really is. Such a beautiful, beautiful sniper. Will I ever have one day? I don't know about that. That's real pricey, especially for a Scout. All right, next pink we have is the Big Iron. Thumbnail doesn't look the most promising to me personally, but you know, let's give it a fair shot. We'll check it out in game. All right. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of gives me Phobos vibes. The Phobos is an op that has kind of like a similar 3D metallic look to it, and I can appreciate how some people might think it looks really cool, but me personally, I don't really like the look. And also, I already told you guys I don't really like orange and yellow, and well, it's just combined with a style I don't even like to begin with. I'm gonna go ahead and just hard pass on this one. If I, was offered one, it ain't for me. And I think the rank is gonna have to reflect that. Now, while I am deciding the final ranking of this thing, I will say I do respect the things that the skin does well. So it won't be completely bashed, but it definitely belongs somewhere in C tier. Honestly, I'd say it's just as cool as this Necro Pulse, a little bit better than Black Ops 2 Tiger. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put it right here in the lower C range. All right, it's time for the Bloodshot, which is a really cool name. Thumbnail looks kind of exciting, but also, well, let's just check it out. Minimal wear seems to be the cap of the skin, and wow, okay. The art is very bold. Kind of has the Dreams and Nightmare collection aesthetic. Do I like it though? That's a good question. I like the flames on the barrel. You know how like it's the exposed metal underneath here. I also like the eyeball right here. I mean, that's super cool and creative. Is that a mouth? I don't know. I'm conflicted. I think if someone were to take the time to put this in Photoshop and readjust the colors, they really could come up with something really cool. It's the colors that are kind of throwing me off, which is actually a video idea I've had before, so subscribe and maybe I'll do a series where I try to improve the skins to my personal aesthetics. Anyways, because of the colors, it really gets knocked down a lot of like points for me. So art is completely subjective and I really do respect the art direction of the skin. But because of just the colors throwing me off, I really can't put it in B tier. Like I can't do it. I feel like it feels similar to this Grandma's Carpet from the St. Mark collection. I'm gonna go ahead and put it right after the Acid Fade. It's just lacking some key things, man. It has so much potential. C tier it is, man. All right, we're on the final row. I didn't think we'd ever get here. I feel like we've been looking at skins for a while now. We're gonna check out the Turbo Peak, which I've seen before. I've already expressed I like this skin, but it's always good to get a refresher. Let's check it out in game. Yes, this skin. I used to not like this skin, for the main reason that I don't like most scout skins or any gun that Valve seems to put less care and attention into. The picture of the car is really low resolution. I really just don't like the low resolution textures on some of these guns. I feel like it does even good skins dirty. But it's grown on me, and it's like an 80s aesthetic, so like the fact that it looks kind of bit crunched kind of fits the vibe, in my opinion, thematically. And I think any 80s enjoyer, any neon car enthusiast would have to appreciate the aesthetics of this skin for sure. It definitely has a lot of charm. Putting my Tokyo Drift love aside, I do think even just ignoring the cars, like just the colors themselves look really cool. I love the barrel here and how at the tip it's like a nice vibrant pink and you can see like a really cool gradient on the barrel. There's a lot to love about this skin. I personally would own one of these things. I'm not even lying. It's that good. For me, this is a solid A tier. The question is where. Personally, I do think it's better than this one. Is it cooler than a like maxed out Abyss? Maybe not. Honestly, I think this is a pretty respectable spot for the Scout. Yeah, I'm quite happy with this positioning. All right, only 2 Scouts remain. We have finally graduated into the red Rarity, which is the tip top. There's only 2 reds in the entire game, which surprises me and also doesn't surprise me. Not that I expect a lot of Valorant players to be watching this video, but the Scout in that game also lacks a lot of good skins. I feel like from a design perspective, when you're making a skin for a sniper, it's like, okay, you can make it for the AWP, right, the Giga Chad weapon, or you can make it for the skinny little brother that will get less love and attention, less people use the gun. So it just kind of happens to be that way. Anyways, it's time for the Blood in the Water. This is a very famous skin in CSGO because a lot of people like to do fire and ice crafts on it, which is like the 2 Cato 14 hollow stickers, I Buy Power and the Titan hollow. It looks pretty cool. I'm not the biggest fan of putting stickers on weapons, but either way, just based on this design alone, it is a very nice looking skin. The blue and the red, they contrast so beautifully. The blood is super cool. I like how it gets coagulated in a really deep dark red here, and they just did a really good job of illustrating. And the way the shark's shape just kind of flows into the weapon. So well done. Very, very good looking skin. I think it's fair to say that when they decided to make this weapon a red, they kind of knew what they were doing. And with that being said, I think it deserves an S rank, 100%. It's definitely like one of the best, and I'm a new gen CSGO player. I don't know the history of this weapon. I'm sure it has a beautiful history, but even with someone who doesn't even know the legacy of the weapon, I can appreciate its design and how cool it looks, and absolutely S tier is deserved. All right, the last scout on the list, the Dragon Fire. Based on the thumbnail, it looks really cool. I think I've only seen it a handful of times, so let's get a reminder here. Ooh, it's so good looking. This is cool. The art is really high res, really crispy. It looks modern. The colors are so vibrant and punchy, and it just screams that dragon aesthetic that has just been in so many games. Even that dragon scale camo from Black Ops 2 kind of had a cool vibe like this. I'm a huge fan of this thing. I think we all know where this is headed. It's just going to be a really hard decision for the final placement. Alright, we already know it's going to rank really high. And it deserves to be an S tier, let's be honest. But is it better than the Blood in the Water? Oh man, that's such a hard decision to make. In my opinion, they both carry the same strengths. They have contrasting colors, right? Like the Dragonfire has that vibrant, nice red and orange, the flames, and then the dragon scales are like a cool blue turquoise color, and they just go so well together. And then it's the same story with the Blood in the Water. It's, you know, the crimson dark red with the really cool looking blue shark. In my opinion, I think simplicity has to take the crown here. Blood in the Water is going to get the rank 1, and the Dragonfire is going to get the rank 2, but I think they're both amazing, and they both rank really close to each other. Like, if there was a point system, they wouldn't be very far off whatsoever. So, with all that being said, taking a look at what we've done so far here on this tier list, I am quite pleased with the ranking. So I'm going to lock it in. This is the final ranking, my Scout tier list. And moral of the story, there aren't a lot of good Scout skins in the game. There just isn't. But the few that are good, they're amazing. And I'm pretty proud of this tier list, I'm not gonna lie. They say a good tier list should have kind of a pyramid effect where there's not a lot at the bottom, not a lot at the top, and then a lot in the middle. Because at the end of the day, most things are just average, right? I mean, most of these C tier skins, like, they're not terrible. I would use some of them, but they're just average, right? Like, nothing to write home about. So I think the distribution here is quite healthy. Maybe the B tier could be filled in a bit more here and there, but overall, I'm very pleased with it. So, what do you think? Would you rank these much differently than me? Honestly, I've been considering having a guest on these videos, you know, having a second opinion, and then you can like average them out. I think that'd be kind of cool. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. I have a friend who's kind of an old school CSGO player, so it might be cool to have like a new gen opinion and an old gen opinion kind of clash. But either way, let me know what you think. Leave a like, subscribe, and if you want to see my Glock tier list, it'll be on the screen right now along with a playlist that we're now going to be building up, as this is now going to be a series. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.